not have my head completely chopped off. And I think with that, we are ready to get started. My name is Ken, and we are doing 45-ish minutes of live side splits, and we do it every single day to practice consistency, to build a little bit of community, because if I'm here, you're here, we're here all the time, we're gonna get to know each other. And hopefully, with the good vibes, with some community, and some follow along, we make a whole bunch of progress towards our side splits together. At the very least, you get a little bit more hip mobility, you move a little bit better, and you do it with fun, with happiness. Okay, on YouTube, Neko Panda, who is also Liverpool, good luck on your live. I have to sleep. Thank you for dropping in, and oh, he's really gone, but thank you for dropping in and wishing me luck. Ganowski says hello. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the live. It seems like my YouTube audio is not working, so I'm gonna need 1 second to double check. It says my earbuds are connected, and I did just. Yee. Sheena, you're not late at all. In fact, I'm the one who's mostly late. Give me 1 second, everybody. I'm gonna swap out earbuds and see if I can get slightly better audio for YouTube. Alright. Let's get rid of this one. Let's turn this one upside down. How's this doing? We doing better? Doing better? Doing better? Doing a dance? Somebody on YouTube tell me. Ooh, we got something real cool pop over my head. Thank you, Sheena. Alright. I'm gonna just double check one last time, and then we'll get started regardless. Cool? Cool. Oh, maybe something in the chat? Same. Okay, well, in that case, I think I got nothing I can do to improve that situation. So, let's go ahead and get started. We're doing probably realistically 45 minutes of live side split stretching. And we're starting right now. Let's get into it. We're going to start with our 3 warm-up exercises. The first one is the hip car. We're going to start with this high knee. Open up the leg directly to the side. Lift that knee as high as possible while you do it. Rotate the leg up so that the ankle is as high as possible. And then finally bring the leg down and back, flexing the hamstrings, flexing the glutes, pulling that hip flexor from the front, bringing this knee behind the standing knee as much as you can, trying to keep the back relatively straight. And that is 1 rep. Let's go ahead and do 10 more. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. 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 With 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. All right, let's do 10 more on the other side. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. High knee, open, ankle, down and back. I think that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright. I don't think that we are missing anything, but let's keep going. Okay. I have no other options for earbuds, and the Bluetooth setting on my phone says it's connected. So there is nothing I can do about my YouTube audio. I'm super sorry. Let's continue. We're going to do hip cars going backwards. And it looks like this is the same set of movements, but in reverse. It could be a little bit confusing, so let's talk about it right now. We're going to flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, pull the leg back, lift the leg directly up to the side, rotate that leg so that the knee is up, the ankle is down, try to keep your back straight the whole time. And finally, bring the knee to the front and hold it down for a second. All right? That's one rep. We got 10 more to go. Let's go. Back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee, back, side, ankle, knee. If you need to grab something for a little bit of assistance with your balance, go ahead and do that. If you want to do it really close to a wall, so you can just stick your arm out at any time, that works perfectly. It tends to be, the wall has to be on the side where your leg is straight and not the leg that's moving. And I think we've done 10. Let's do the last round on this leg and wrap up. Okay, back, side, ankle, knee. Ooh, hip correct, back, side, ankle, knee, 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 back, side, ankle, knee. I think it's 7, 8, 9, and 10. Whew. We're done with part 1 of our hip covers. I'm gonna come over, check the chat real quick, and let's see. Lulu says, I am here on TikTok. Lovely. Welcome back, Lulu. We do have a whole bunch of people on YouTube, so I feel bad that the audio is bad. So I'm gonna do one more try to try and fix the audio. Give me a second. I got 2 earbuds for that side of my face. Any better? Any better? Any takers? Doo-doo-doo. Okay. Alright, that makes me feel a little better. Alright, let's take this earbud. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one. This thing. We will find out in a second. Alright, thank you for bearing with me, everybody. Hopefully the audio is picked up and fixed. Let's continue with our second warm-up exercise, the hip cars. This is the warm-up. We're doing it together, so you don't have to do it very intensely. We're taking it nice and slow. I want you to get into this L shape slowly. Your hamstrings are going to start tightening up. I want you to focus on bringing your belly button down towards the ground. If you can get really far, great for you. If you're stuck a little bit higher, it's totally okay. It's part of the process, all right? So your hamstrings are tightened up, and I just want you to breathe here. Breathe. It's okay if you have a little bit of knee discomfort to slightly bend your knees, because if you fold forward just a bit more, your hamstrings will get just as tight and just as uncomfortable. All right. Now, I want you to start bending extra in one leg, straightening the other, and these are the elephant walks. Just shift your weight from side to side with the knee bends, and we will slowly get into deeper and deeper and deeper positions. Let's do a couple of these from side to side. Keep on focusing on bringing the belly button down. Inhale, exhale. Remember to breathe, stay calm, and once you've done this for a bit, you should notice your hamstrings are much, much more cooperative, at least. And we're going to add in some twists now. We're going to get back right into that same position, but I'm going to rotate so it's easier for you to see. We're going to bend one knee, straighten the other leg. So right now my left knee is bent. My right leg is straight. Taking my left hand, so the opposite leg, the opposite arm, grabbing that leg, helping to twist. So my right leg is straight. I'm twisting to the right,
I'm sticking my right arm into the air, looking at the fingertips with my eyeballs. So my neck is also rotating a little bit, trying to bring my belly button down so we keep that hamstring stretch and then come down. Let's do that again. Other side. Left leg is straight, right arm grabs left leg, twist, chest goes to the left, left arm goes up, head is rotated to the left, looking at the fingertips on the hand. Reach, 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 reach. Go back, bring your belly button down towards the ground, and whew, that is 1 rep. Let's just do a couple of these. We don't have to do that many. 5. If you're really ambitious, you can do 10. It's really good for your back. All right. 2, 3, and on top of that, you flex your shoulders a little bit, or reaching with your arms. You really start getting the whole body warmed up instead of just the legs. I think that is 5 of them. If you're gonna do more, keep going and focus on bringing the belly button down to the ground. Cool? That is the second of our 3 warm-up exercises, and the third is coming up right now. So if you're still doing the elephant walks, go ahead and keep going, especially if you know what I'm going to say for the Cossack switches. You have plenty of time, all right? Let's continue. Cossack switches look a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs pretty wide. It's about 3 times hips width. We're going to point our toes about 45 degrees out. Then I want you to drop down to one side so that you're feeling a little bit of a stretch in this Achilles tendon. You're feeling a little bit of pressure in the front of the ankle. You're feeling a little bit of pressure in that hip. I just want you to chill here for a little bit. We're not doing anything explosive just yet. We're giving our body a chance to adjust to the new position. And in the meantime, let's talk about this foot. Your heel is down, your toes are up, and your knee is pointing up. This is external leg rotation. We need it for the side splits because when you rotate the leg like this, part of the leg bone moves out of the way and it doesn't smash into your hip bone, your pelvis, later. And that lets you get into a deeper side split. So that's the movement that does it, and it helps us to keep our posture nice and straight. So that is why we externally rotate the foot. Now that you know that, let's scoot our butts over and give the other leg a little bit of time to hang out in this position as well. Let's take those hands, plant them on the floor, help us walk the leg over, or walk our weight over so this leg can suffer some of the same pain that this leg has just suffered. It's not suffering. It's warm up. Make sure your knees and your toes are pointing in the same direction. Again, feel the pressure in the front of the ankle, feel that Achilles, feel the hip, and we'll just hang out here for a little bit. You can experiment with the angle of your leg. We started at around 45 degrees, but if you're more comfortable with something that feels just like a regular squat, almost directly in front of you, by all means, hang out in that position. All right, we've hung out here for a little bit, so let's talk about the actual switches part of the Cossack switch, which is moving from side to side. If you have sensitive knees, achy knees, you can definitely put your hands down to give yourself a little bit more support and help you over to the other side. If you're feeling strong today, you can try to stand up as straight as possible, stick your arms out in front of you for balance, and power through from side to side. Hang out for a second in this deep, low, stretched out position because we really care about this stretchy part. And the strength component is just a bonus. Well, I mean, the strength component is just as important, but I don't mind how you do the strength component. If you're struggling a little bit with these, you can come up to a quarter squat, slightly higher, come over to the other side, and then come down. You can come into a full squat, and then come down. Experiment with what works for you, and try all of them. You don't have to pick one and stick with it forever, and I encourage you to do the slightly harder thing and give it a try every once in a while. Cool? All right. We've done a couple of those. I have absolutely no idea how many we've done, but I've demonstrated at least like 4, right, from side to side. And let's just do a couple more. If you feel like you're moving better, if you can see I'm moving a lot better. I'm staying a lot lower. I'm moving a lot smoother as well. Then we are moving in the right direction. Okay, I think that's the warm up. My hips are getting a little tired. We gotta save some energy for the actual stretches. Let's pause on that for now and get ready to do some stretches. The first thing that we're gonna do is a hamstring stretch. So I recommend you go grab a pillow, a cushion, something to pad your knee, because we're gonna drop onto one knee like this to do the hamstring stretch. While you guys go grab something, and it could be anything, then I'm gonna drink some coffee. That was a big gulp. Maybe I meant I'm gonna chug some coffee. Okay. Broken says, yeah, the audio is much better. Lovely. Thank you so much for letting me know over on YouTube. All right. If you're having fun, if you're enjoying the workout, make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe, because we do this every day to practice consistency, both for you and for me. So you should make sure that you can come back so we can practice consistency together. Plus, when we all hang out together often enough, it becomes a bit of a community. We hang out, make friends, makes for good vibes, and makes it easier to make progress and do hard things. Cool? Let's continue. Hamstring stretch. We're going to drop down onto one knee. The goal is to focus on pointing our hips forward, our chest forward, our eyes forward if you want. And I want to stick this leg out directly in front as well. We don't want to go, so I don't need to rotate to the side. We don't want the leg to go so far forward that our hips open up like this. So that my right hip is here, my left hip is here. We want the right hip and left hip to basically be in line in front of you. Cool? All right. Focusing on the belly button. We're breathing and coming down until the hamstrings tighten up and they're like, what the heck are you doing? We just did the elephant walk, but that's not enough. The hamstrings will still get mad at us, and I want you to get into that position where it's pretty tight. I want you to take a nice big deep breath in, then slowly release and slowly try to push a little bit deeper into the stretch. Ready? Let's go. Inhale. Exhale. All right, pause. Take some normal breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Once you are deep into that hamstring stretch, we're going to hold for 30 seconds, apply some steady pressure. You can do a little bit of pulsing if you want. If your knees are uncomfortable, you can slightly bend them and focus on bringing your chest down. That will pull enough that it's basically the same amount of hamstring stretch. All right, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. One quick note that I don't think said at all live ever is you don't have to push to your limit every single day. You can 3, 4, 5 times a week, but you don't have to. And you definitely don't have to push to your absolute limit where it feels like your hamstring's going to explode 7 days a week. So some days you can take it nice and gentle. Some days you can take it more intensely. Naturally, if you didn't sleep well, if you're super tired, you're probably going to be a little bit less intense than you could be anyways. But I just wanted to give you permission to take it a little bit chiller if you need to. Cool? All right. Once again, spin to that side. Other side, get into that position where the hips are basically in line and bring the belly button down and forward. Feel that hamstring stretch tightening up. Let's do some big inhales. In. Exhale slowly and see if we can get a little bit deeper into the stretch. And one more. Inhale. Exhale. Once you are there, let's do our 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, remember to breathe, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up. Oh, come on out of that hamstring stretch. And come back into standing. Whew. That is hamstring stretch. Stretch number 1. You can get rid of the cushion. You don't need it anymore. We don't have anything else that requires knee protection. And let's see what else is going on in the chat. Sheena says, hashtag FYP. Thank you. My heel can't touch the floor. Ooh, Sheena says, I missed the message. What's going on? Hold on. I'm going to scroll real far back. Let's see. How did I miss so much? What's going on? Welcome, everybody who just followed. I appreciate it. Benjamin Mayer says, I'm in. Let's go. Lovely. Sheena shared with 10 friends. Sheena says, hi, how are you? Tiganowski. And welcomes everybody back. And Melinda Cake says, my heel can't touch the floor. My heel can't touch the floor. That must have been really early back from the Cossack switches. So I'm going to come in with this poorly timed piece of advice. If we are doing the Cossack switches and your heel can't touch the floor because it's leaning really far forward, right? Try to come into a squat instead. It's more important for you to stay balanced and for you to stay strong while you're working on this movement because there's a lot of shifting your hips back and forth. So balancing back and forth, there's a lot of balancing left and right. If you don't have the flexibility to hang out deep with your heel down, you can always come up just a little bit and it'll be more intense in the quad muscles, but it'll keep you a little bit more stable and give you a lot more control. And you probably need to get stronger in that position so that it's easier to slowly increase the range of motion. So it's not a bad thing that it requires a little bit more work in your quad muscle. Cool? All right. Crawling back. I was like, my heel can't touch the ground. What are you talking about? In the hamstring stretch? Scrolling. Sheena says, make sure to breathe and drink water if needed. Thank you. I'm sure I sounded like I was dying for a minute there. And it's because I talk so much. My throat is dry. Okay. Scrolling down. Solid 1 says, how many times a week? I recommend you do what you need to get consistent. If you do it every single day because it helps it to like be, oh, it's nighttime, we're gonna do some, then perfect. That's amazing, right? Like the most important quality isn't necessarily being able to do one day perfectly, right? The most important quality is coming back, doing the thing that you need to do, or maybe the smallest possible version of it that's effective, and keep coming back so that you make progress. Because I promise you, doing one set of really good size split stretches is not going to make that much of a difference for you in a week if it's the only thing that you do. But if you keep it up, chances are it will help you a lot more than you think. And so, my recommendation, my goal always is to help you practice consistency. I show up every single day because I know if I don't, it'll be really difficult for me to stay consistent. At least it used to be. And I show up every day. Now there's the additional benefit of you guys can come in and hang out whenever you want to hang out and whenever you have free time to do so because I'm going to be here no matter what. For the most part. Eventually I'll tell you I can't do it tonight, but not tonight. Not this month, I don't think. Yeah, so whatever you think you need to practice consistency. Most of the workout can be pretty intense, but after doing this for 2 or 3 weeks, once your body figures out the movements, the positions, sort of the technique, and it stops being new stuff for your brain to figure out, it shouldn't be so intense that you cannot do it every single day. The goal was to make sure that it's doable as an every single day thing. Does that make sense? That does mean that, for the people who aren't doing it every single day, it could be more intense because you have a day to recover in between, right? But that's sort of the balancing game that I'm playing to make sure that we do something that is manageable for most people every single day. And I make it as possible for other people to practice consistency as possible. Hope that sentence makes sense. Sanchez asks where I'm from. I am from the US. Okay, Benjamin says, still here, getting in the evening working here with you guys. Lovely. Just joining. I'm about to lay out my yoga mat. Nice, Sayani. And with that, I think we have. No, I'm still stretching. I'm sorry. I was just answering some questions in the live before they accumulate a bunch and then I'll never find them again. So that was me just answering some questions. Okay, let's get back into the stretches. That was the first stretch. We just did the hamstring stretch. Let's get into number 2. Number 2 is called the butterfly. I hope you have not cooled off so much from my chit-chatting. Let's get ready to get into it. Butterfly looks typically like this. The feet are in front of you. If you have not so great flexibility here and you're trying to fold forward, it's hard to keep your knees down. And the butterfly, the goal of the butterfly, which some people might not know, is actually the groin stretch. It's this area in the middle of your body. And the way you're really going to get it is if your knees come down to the ground, right? That's the thing that's opening up. Typically, I find it really difficult to get into a deep position because I have to kind of lean forward and I have to like use my body weight to sort of drape my body down to keep the legs low. Let's show you a different way to do it. Excuse my throat clearing. I have been a little bit sick for about a week, so I still have phlegm building up, and yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with it, I guess. All right, from here, we're putting our hips, our shoulder, our head up against the wall. The wall is going to give us something to push against, and it's going to help us stay a lot stronger. I'm going to take off these socks real quick because it makes the floor a little bit too slippery, and I start sliding out when I push against the wall, which is not what we want. One, you have this wall to push against. One, it gives you nice straight posture. You're not like rounding, trying to hold your feet together. But also, you might have noticed my legs are just chilling. They're hanging out. They've dropped probably 3-4 inches just because I have something to lean my back against. So give that a try. Find a wall, maybe a really sturdy bookshelf, maybe a pretty sturdy door, something that will let you push against it and put some power into it. Cool? All right, from here, now that we're magically already deeper into the stretch, I want you to focus on using your muscles. So these outer thigh muscles, the glutes, I want you to contract them and experiment so that you figure out how to contract them, because this is kind of like weird muscle territory that most people don't use that often, not consciously at least. And I want you to bring your knees down into the ground. All right, that's the visual cue that makes the most sense. So flex, contract, see if you can open up into that deeper groin stretch. Pull your knees into the ground. And once you've done that, I want to take your hands and apply a little bit of pressure just below the knee. And breathe. Don't hold your breath. If you are feeling pressure in the back of your head and your shoulders, that is completely normal. This is basically the wall helping you push your legs into the ground. You're pushing down and the wall is keeping you in place, even though realistically, if you were doing this in another place and you just went like this, you'd probably fall backwards. The wall is keeping you there so you don't fall backwards. All right, that's it. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. If you're really feeling a lot of pressure from that wall, just know that this is how much power you can generate, and you would have lost if you were doing the butterfly stretch over there. next to the floor. And this is how much more power you get to sort of put into the back of your head, but also into your legs because you have a wall to push against. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Last couple of seconds. Really open up those legs. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right. Let the hands go first. Your legs will kind of be stuck. And I want you to just give them a light push. Help them remember what it's like to move. It's only been 30 seconds, and somehow my legs always forget that they have a job, and it's not to be open. And once your legs are relatively back to normal, again, let's get ready to get into our third warm exercise, our third stretch, the standing pancake. Standing pancake looks a lot like the setup for the side splits. So we're going to talk about it in a little bit of detail. We're going to open up the legs as wide as we can here. Try to keep that chest upright for a moment. And you're going to feel discomfort building here in the tops of these hip joints, right here where the leg connects with the hip. As soon as you feel discomfort, you can come back a little bit so that there's less discomfort or no discomfort. Then I want you to fold at the hips and bring your chest and your belly button forward. From the side, it's going to look like this. And all I want you to do is really focus on bringing the belly button down to the ground. Doesn't matter how wide your legs are open at the moment. It's okay either way. And what really matters, what's really important, is bring the hips forward. So the tips of the hips, so the tippy taps right here where your belly button is, I want you to bring them down towards the ground. Cool? All right. From here, we got two options. You can grab your legs, you can pull yourself down with muscle power, or you can be a little gentler, kind of stick your butt back, stick your arms out. This helps to counterbalance the weight. And you can just breathe and relax and contract your abs a little bit to see if you can pull yourself also down into a deeper position. All right, those are your two options. Pull with your arm muscles, let gravity do some work. Let's go 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, put your hands down. Come on out of that stretch for a second. Bring your legs together. Waddle around like a penguin if you need to. And take some nice big deep breath. This is one of those stretches where once you've done a couple, your body needs quite a bit of time to recover from it. So let's take some time to talk about why it's so uncomfortable. The hamstrings, forever the hamstrings, always the hamstrings, at least with me, it's always the hamstrings. Connect, at least half of them, 2 of the 4 main hamstring muscles connect into right below your knee, so right above the calf, and in the hips. So anytime you fold forward and your legs are straight, you're probably going to feel the hamstring stretch. Doesn't matter if your legs are together or if your legs are apart. And then we got the muscles here, the adductors, that do this. Their main thing is to contract and pull the leg in towards the center of the body, and then they can pull a little bit further to the left as well, or further than center. But that means every time you lift your leg out to the side, for example, they're stretched out, expanding, and they're really unhappy with you for getting into such a ridiculous position. What's wrong with you? You can just ignore that, and for the most part, they'll be really, 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 really uncomfortable long before you injure yourself, as long as you're not like whoosh, jumping into an explosive stretch. If you're taking it nice and slow and gradually coming into it, typically most muscles, most tendons in the average person is going to be way, way, way stronger than what your pain tolerance is going to come anywhere close to. So you shouldn't have to worry about damaging any muscles. That is unless you do a whole bunch of other sports that put a bunch of pressure into your joints, into your muscles before, after, during, the time that we do these stretches. If this is the only thing that you do, it shouldn't be very damaging to anything because we take it nice and slow and chill here. But if you do a lot of sprinting, for example, sprinting puts a lot of power into each of the muscles and each of the joints. It's something like 3 to 8 times your body weight is being put into the muscles in each step. We're barely talking your full body weight when we slowly drift down into a side split position. Cool? All right. Where are we at? We just finished third stretch, the standing pancake. Let's get into some figure four, which is stretch number 4. Figure 4 is easier to remember because you just bring your ankle to the opposite side of the body, and it kind of makes this thing that looks like the number 4 with your legs. Luckily, I'm wearing a contrasting shirt, so it's a little easier to see today. What we're really doing is taking that ankle that's across the body, bringing it up towards our chest, and folding down, bringing the belly button down as usual, and feeling that stretch out here in the outer hip, outer glute-ish area. Cool? There's 2 main ways to do this. The pigeon or the figure 4 stretch. I think yesterday I did the figure 4 stretch, so let's do the pigeon today. In the pigeon, I want you to take that leg that we're stretching. You can choose whatever one you want. In this case, it's my left leg. And I want you to point the center of your chest in between your pecs, basically right in between your leg. If you got really long legs, this might not be super accurate. I got kind of short legs, so it works for me. But aim for somewhere in the center of your leg to get that stretch going. And you can experiment later with different angles if you want. Cool? From here, I want you to bring your chest forward and down and just run that quick experiment real quick. Where are you feeling the stretch? You should feel it out here, maybe on the inner thigh a little bit, depending on where you are tight. And that's it. That's basically the whole stretch. If you watch a lot of yoga and you care about yoga, you'll know that this back leg, I have not been keeping it super straight. And that is okay. If you are limited by your mobility and you can't get this back leg as straight as this, it's fine. You can work on it. I'd love it if you worked on it because this is important for front hip flexibility, right? But it doesn't really get in the way of this particular stretch if your leg isn't totally back. It just makes the stretch even better. Cool? All right, that's it. I hope you can get into position. And we're gonna do some do some pigeon stretch. Let's go. The goal is to, I'm gonna turn around this way, keep the hips as low to the ground as possible while bringing the chest low. If you round your back, you might be able to put your head right down into the ground. I want you to try and experiment with keeping the back pretty straight to get an idea of where your leg is, and then you can relax and just chill out. Cool? Hope you're in position because we're starting right now. Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. See here, I'm straightening out my back and I'm pretty far away from that leg, but it'll look way more impressive when I just round my back out and just slop over and relax. Those are gonna feel slightly different. It's that gravity thing I've been talking about. The more straight and extended you are, the longer you are here from the back, the more intense gravity will feel on that hip. So give that a try. If this is getting way too comfortable, make sure to push your ankle away from you to get into a more intense stretch. And with that, let's do our last couple of seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on out of that stretch. Let's switch to the other side and get into it. Ooh, my right side definitely feels tighter than my left side. That should be normal. Most people are going to be slightly imbalanced because you favor one leg when you do stuff, you favor one arm when you do stuff, and that is just a normal part of life. All right, Try to keep the hips low. Push the ankle away. Bring the chest down towards sort of the midpoint between your knee and your ankle if you can. And let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. Remember to breathe. 26, 25, 24. You might naturally be flexing your glutes a little bit. Try to relax them. It'll help you get into a deeper stretch. As you exhale, exhale slowly and imagine relaxing. Believe that you want to relax. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but it will definitely help. Let the abs go. You're not trying to do a plank here. We're trying to focus on just that hip stretch. And when you exhale, see if you can sort of just sink deeper into the stretch. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up. Let me know if the breathing, the trying to sink deeper into the stretch, if you felt the difference, where like you're like, oh, I just shifted half a centimeter, a centimeter, like a tiny bit of distance, but all of a sudden, the hip, the bum, feels like it's getting way more intense in the stretch. All right. Lovely. Done like someone without hip impingement. I think that's about me. I have a little bit of a hip impingement in the front of this hip, going from this to right here, and it always clicks, and then it gets better by the time I do 10 reps. We start with that if you have not been here for the whole time. But I have been doing this for like 12 months, every single day. So a lot of the weird stuff I have sort of slowly ironed out over time, and it looks better. But I mean, thank you, I think. All right, let's see. Sheena says, oh, sorry. Wow, sorry. It is so hard to read white text in front of a white shirt. I'm gonna just tuck over here so I can actually read. The time I go live is usually 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. And the next stretch is exactly as Ganowski said. We have side splits. We're doing 3 rounds of 30 seconds. So everything before this has been 1 round of 30 seconds. But since we're doing this for the side splits, we're going to put some extra time and love into it. All right. Cyane says she definitely wants her side splits. All right, let's get into it. Whew. Before we actually do the side splits, I want to talk about safety real quick. We have a wall behind us. It is now my best friend, and we have talked about it many times already. But the most important feature that this wall offers, other than the butterfly stretch for support, is some wall safety. What I mean by that is if you take a step in front of this wall, so something like 8 to 12 inches for most people, you're going to be real close to that wall, which means if you stick your butt back, you can probably just like chill, hang out on the wall. That's really good because if you start falling backwards in this side split, oh no, I'm falling. Typically, your shoulder, your butt, maybe the back will slam into the wall. It'll have fallen maybe those 8 to 12 inches. It'll be really scary for a quarter of a second. And then you'll be like, oh, this isn't so bad. And you'll feel safer. You'll feel more confident. In fact, if you want, like while I'm rambling, go try it out right now. Just get really close to the wall, lean back a little bit, feel that emotion of falling backwards, and then you'll be like, oh, this is totally safe. When you're confident that you're feeling safe, when you feel secure, it'll be easier to relax and it'll be easier to get into the side split. Cool? Make sure there's no doorknob, no handle to smash your shoulder into by accident behind you. Make it a pretty clear, empty wall. And once you've done that, let's get ready to get into the side splits. We're going to start by doing the same thing that we did in the standing pancake. We're going to open up our legs as much as possible. Come in nice and slow. When it gets uncomfortable in the hips, I want you to fold forward and put your hands down on the ground. I want you to imagine almost sticking your butt out. And that will help to really hold and fold that pelvis forward. Fold your hips down. Okay, from here, you might notice that your hips are a little less painful than they were a second ago when you were over here. And that's because we rotated our hips a little bit out of the way of our leg bone already. But we're going to add some extra rotation with the external leg rotation that we talked about during the Cossack switches. That looks like this. Rotating the leg so that the heel is down, the toes are up, and the knee is pointing up. Heel down, toes up, knees are pointing up. Your heel is going to feel a little bit of pressure. So if you need to go grab some flip-flops, some padding, go ahead and do that. I forget to mention it because like 6 months ago, I had that exact issue. And by this point in time, I've forgotten that I've had that issue. And I'm sorry. Go grab some padding for your feet. From here, walk those hands back towards your hips. It'll shift you into a more upright position, but it'll also put more weight into your legs, and you'll probably get into a side split position that is already quite intense and uncomfortable. And if that is where you are, then let's go do our 30 seconds. But I just told people to go grab cushioning, so I'm going to give a couple more seconds for people to get back into this position, because my bad. That's just me not giving good instructions, or I should have just ignored it and not told you to grab any cushioning at all. Okay, once you're back and we're here, let's start our 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, almost done, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, lean forward, walk your hands forward, keep walking, walk them forward, pull your legs in, come out of that stretch, and if you're in the kneeling position, great. Chill if you need to, hang out because we spent quite a bit of time here, much longer than 30 seconds, especially if you did not have to go grab a cushion. Just chill for a little bit. Whew. All right. Once your muscles are no longer going, what was that? This is painful. Stop it. Then come up into standing. Take it nice and slow. Ooh. Grunt if you need to. I love grunting. And shake out those legs. We put our legs through a lot of pressure, force them to contract really, really, really hard. Now we're trying to undo some of that and get them to relax as much as possible. We want them to reset in between rounds of side splits, get the most out of each stretch. So let's shake out those legs. Flop, 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 flop. Noodle, 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 noodle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And once your legs starting to feel more or less normal again, let's do some quick checks for our joints to make sure that everything is working and everything is okay. We're going to start with some hip circles. And we're going to do some high knees. You don't have to do very many. We're just making sure that nothing is feeling weird and that you have access to those joints. We're going to do some mini squats here. Put some pressure into the knees, put some pressure into the ankles, come up onto the toes for a little bit. And once we've done all those things, they feel good. And we're basically ready to get back into round 2. India said, I had to sit my legs, I had to sit, my legs feel stretched out, noodle legs. Yeah, we are all about making your legs feel like noodles. All right, with that, do a couple of last shakes. It's time for the opposite of noodles, and then we'll be noodles again soon after. Hopefully, you've relaxed enough in between that it will feel okay. If something still feels a little bit weird, do a couple more reps. Actually, if something feels really weird, then you should probably stop and rest and call it for today. But if you just feel, this muscle is still a little bit tight, do your little dance, focus on stretching out that hip, and once you feel a little bit better, let's get back into round 2. If you're having fun, by the way, if you are getting a good stretch in, if you are feeling like you're making some cool progress, or at least you're having fun doing it, Make sure to hit follow, hit subscribe. We do this every single day to practice consistency, to build that habit, to make it fun, to come do hard things like get into side splits. And I hope that you come back. So hit follow, hit subscribe, get notified. Click that little, I don't even know what happens when when I'm going live. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. Cool. All right. Side splits. Remember, we're getting close to that wall, 8 to 12 inches, one step in front of the wall. And that way, if we fall backwards, we'll stay safe. Now, let's open up those legs nice and wide. You might notice that you can actually go a little bit wider than that first round already, and that would be magical. From here, I want you to fold at the hips, put your hands down like you're about to do a push-up. We're not actually doing push-ups. We're just making it so that some of our weight is in our hands, less weight is in our legs, and then we can externally rotate the legs, which means your heels are down, your toes are up, and your knee is pointing up. Cool. From here, you might notice that your legs are already slipping into a deeper, wider position. That would be awesome. Walk the hands back a little bit. See if you can shift the weight so it's directly back in your legs instead of forward into your hands. It'll make the stretch a little bit more intense. And once you are here, I want you to add a little wiggle from side to side. See if you can break this last little bit of friction that is holding you back. And that's it. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, lean forward. Crawl if you need to. Pull the legs back in, nice and slow. Pop into this kneeling position for a second if you need it. Just chill here. And once you have regained some function in your legs, go ahead and come back into standing. Whew. We got Manny Inder Singh Mehra on YouTube saying hello. Hello, hello. Okay, let's do our wiggles, our noodles. Kick that leg out, help relax. Flop, 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 flop. Noodle, 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 noodle. Add a combination of rotating at the hips and flopping back and forward like so, so that you just look more noodly. You probably actually can't see your own leg noodle as well as I can see my leg noodle because I have the screen to look at. But you want everything loose, especially these adductors and the hips up here because they work pretty hard to keep your legs in that position. Cool. All right. Once your legs are feeling more or less normal again, let's do our quick checks. Hip circles, high knees, and finally our mini squats. Putting some pressure in the knees, putting some pressure in the ankles, putting some pressure into that balancing and onto your feet and toesies. And once you've done all those things, everything feels pretty good and normal, then we're going to go back and do a little bit more relaxing. After the second round of side splits, your muscles are going to be really tired of getting to the side split. So we want to really relax them and give them a great chance at getting into an even deeper side split stretch. Okay? We're almost there. We're almost done. This is the last one. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And, ooh, my hips just popped. Okay. Again, if you're having fun, if you're enjoying the live, if you're getting more stretching done than you think you've ever done, then hit follow, hit subscribe. We do this every day to practice consistency, build a community, bring in good vibes, and that is to help you stay consistent. Cool. All right, let's go. Walls. 8 to 12 inches away from that wall, so if you fall backwards, you won't hurt yourself. Now, open up those legs, nice and wide. Fold at the hips when you're uncomfortable. Put your hands down like you're doing a push-up. Taking that weight away, putting it in your hands, makes it easier for us to rotate the legs so that the heels are down, the toes are up, and the knees are pointing up. Heels down, toes up, knees up. And then we're gonna slowly sink into that side split stretch. You can do a little wiggle from side to side right now. And walk those hands back towards your hips to shift a lot more weight back into the legs. Keep doing those gentle wiggles. See if you can break that last little bit of friction holding you back. And once you are as deep as you can get for now, let's do our final 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24. I want you to imagine, and this is kind of new stuff, I want you to contract your glutes, flex your butt, and imagine pushing your pelvis forward towards the ground. And contract, 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 and then relax. And see if that feels like you just accidentally got deeper into the side split. You don't have to do it very many times. This is just a quick little experiment to see if you notice anything different. All right, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, we're done. If you need to lay down, if you need to chill out for a second, need to relax, go ahead and do that. I'm already clearly just chilling. And once you've taken a couple of seconds, your legs are starting to feel almost okay again. Let's get ready to wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Noodle, 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 noodle. Flap, 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 flap. We do this last round of noodling because we want your muscles to be relaxed so that you can refocus on whatever it is that you got to do after this. If your legs have like weird tension, especially in the middle of the legs and the adductors, they're just a little bit weird, a little bit uncomfortable. So let's take a little bit of time, make sure that they're loose, do a little dance, make them work a little bit extra, so that when you just walk around, go about daily life, regular stuff like do the dishes, etc., they won't act weird because they don't have this, I don't know, what do we call it, residual stretch trauma. All right, once we've done a little bit to get our legs to relax, let's do our quick checks to make sure everything is working. Hip circles, high knees, some mini squats to put some pressure on the knee and the ankle, come up on the toes, and once you've done all those things, your legs are probably good to go. All right, I'm gonna come back, check up on the chat, see if there's anything else we need to talk about, and if not, I'm gonna go back and do some super intense side split stretching. Oh, okay. I'm scrolling back. Sirke Ida 4196 on YouTube says hi. Hello. Dennis message from earlier was the last one that I saw. And Travel Roxy replied, he goes live at that time daily. Yes, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. I go live every single day. I already read this. India says my legs feel like noodles, and we love noodles here. We're all about making more noodles. Oh, Sergeia is from Brazil. Welcome. It's pretty late in the evening in Brazil. Yeah. Cool. All right. I think that is all of the chat that I got for today. So I think I'm gonna wrap up right here. One more call to action. Thank you everybody for joining. I hope you had a lot of fun. I hope you felt like you made a lot of progress getting into something that could be consistent for you, right? If you've ever dreamed of doing the side splits, or if you ever thought that you need to work on your hip mobility a little bit because your hips are a little bit achy, not working as well as you would hope, then this is the place to be. We do this every single day to practice consistency, both for you and for me, because without you here, it makes it a lot more difficult for me to keep it up every single day. You give me motivation, and hopefully I create a good enough, fun enough environment for you to be like, this guy makes my life a little bit easier. I just follow along. This is moderately entertaining, and a lot of people keep on coming back. So we got good vibes, right? So if that is what you're interested in, if that's what you want more of, please consider coming back, doing some more lives, hanging out, getting a little bit more stretchy, a little bit more mobile, and hopefully maybe one day we can get into the splits. Sheena is on day 14. That is incredible. That is really, really, really awesome. Congratulations. I think Ganowski, you're pretty close, if not also at day 14. It's been 14 days since you've been coming. Wow. Okay. Time has flown by. Congratulations. Um, that feels really good. Thank you for letting me know that this is fun enough and encouraging enough and uh, a cool enough place to be that you spent 14 days basically in a row here. I love it. All right. For everybody else, there's not that many of you left on TikTok Live anyway. Hit follow, hit subscribe, keep coming back because we'll make progress towards the side splits together. Sheena's already saying it feels a lot easier now than when we started. It's only been 2 weeks. Well, I mean, it's only been 2 weeks. 2 weeks is a lot. It's been 2 weeks. 2 challenging weeks, and she's pulled it off, and I hope you'll join her. Cool? All right. Good now, Steve. Let me know if that's how you want me to pronounce your name. I have I don't know any other words where the G and the N make one like solid sound, so I always break it up. Ganowski. Yeah, cool. Okay, I think that is it for me for today. Broken says thank you for today, and Soruke Ira says you are special. Bless you. All right, that is awesome. Ganowski says I like your pronunciation. I'm impartial. Lovely. If you have a preferred one, I'm happy to pronounce it properly for you. And impartial is just pretty neutral. So, if you have something better than neutral, I'm happy to be the right person to read it for you. Okay. I'm gonna wrap up the chat and I'm gonna wrap up the live right now. So if you want, you can shoot pronunciation to me in the chat in the next 3 seconds, but you can also throw it in the DMs. Lulu says, thank you. I enjoyed the class. Love you, Lulu. It's good to see you. Thank you for coming back. Lulu is also pretty close to day 14, I'm pretty sure. If not that. Maybe you haven't been here every single day, but I'm pretty sure you have. You've been really close. I see the names at the end of how much time people have been in. So I think the three of you actually joined in at about the same time. So congratulations. You're doing awesome. All right. That's enough. Closing the chat. She has no preference. Ganowski has no preference. It's staying. It's staying. All right. Goodbye, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye 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 bye.